Dear student, my name is Dr. Atul Trivedi. I am taking your analog electronics. All the students are welcoming to the St. Xavier's College for the PG course in a physics. I am telling you which topic I am covering. You are having a syllabus, and in syllabus the paper PPH 1802 is a analog electronics. From this I'll take unit 2. Unit 2 will be covered by me. In unit 2 I will discuss transistor power amplifier class A, means I will discuss about class A power amplifier. Second, power amplifier second is what? Class B power amplifier. Third, I will discuss about multi-vibrator. In multi-vibrator, I will discuss the A-stable multi-vibrator, bistable multi-vibrator and monostable multi-vibrator. Now let me start about the topic power amplifier class A. Class A power amplifier. Let us see what is the difference between voltage amplifier and power amplifier. So I am discussing first what the difference between voltage amplifier and power amplifier. What is the basic difference between these two? Let us see this. See, first, voltage amplifier is always operated in a class A mode. So, it is operated in class A mode. Means you must be knowing there are the three kind of the operation: class A, class B, class AB, class C. Basic three types: class A mode, class B mode, class C. Then more category: class AB, class B1, B2. So many categories. So we are discussing only for it is operated in a class A mode. Voltage amplifier is always operated in a class A mode. Here it is operated, power amplifier is operated in a class B and or class AB mode. So power amplifier is operated in a class B and class AB mode. Now you may have questions of what is class A mode. In a class A mode, I am telling you, the collector current flow for both half of the AC input cycle. Collector current flow for both half of the AC input cycle. If this is your some amplifier circuit, suppose this is your amplifier circuit, this is your plus VCC, here is collector current, this is output, this is you are giving the input signal, this is your input signal you are giving, this input signal you are giving. like this. Then here in this collector, current flow for positive and negative half both. Means collector current will flow for positive and negative half both of the AC input cycle. So when collector current flow for both half of the AC input cycle, then this operation is called, this mode of the operation is called class A. It is called class A. Listen again. What is class A means? Class A means collector current will flow here for both half of the AC input cycle. Then it is called class A. Now you may have questions, sir, how it can be possible? It can be possible if you are keeping your base emitter voltage is of the order of 0.65 or 0.7 volt. If I am keeping the base emitter voltage VBE, I am keeping the base emitter voltage is of the order of 0.7, then this will happen. So means what I want to say, look at what will happen. This is your input signal, your base current. I am showing you base current with time, and my collector current will flow for both half of the AC input cycle. Collector current will flow for both half of the AC input cycle. I am showing you. This is your collector with time. So for positive of collector current will flow, for negative of collector current will flow. So this is possible only when base emitter voltage is of the order of 0.7. This you should keep. So this operation is called class A operation. Simple conclusion first. If VB is kept of the order of 0.7 volt for a transistor amplifier circuit, then it is called class A mode operation. If the collector current flow for both half of the AC input cycle, then it is called your class A operation. Now, let us see what is class B operation. See, in a class B operation, the base emitter voltage is kept 0. Means this voltage is kept 0. This voltage is kept 0. So how can you keep this 0? That we will see in a circuit. Here you have adjusted the value of R1 and R2 such that your VB is getting 0.7 volt. But in a class B mode, the base emitter voltage is kept 0. I will show you some way. See, if you have occasion, this is your one circuit. Here I am keeping this circuit like. So base emitter is what? Ground, you can say. Like this, they go. Base emitter is short circuited. So VB voltage is 0. When VB voltage is 0, then remember, as you apply the signal, current flow, as I apply the signal, this is a base signal with time, the collector current flow only for positive, here for this a PNP transistor. So it is a PNP transistor, then current will flow only for negative half of the cycle. So if the collector current flow only for the one half of the input cycle, if the collector current flow only for one half of the AC input cycle, one half of the AC input cycle, then the operation of the transistor amplifier circuit is class B operation. For class B, VB should be 0. Listen again. In a class B operation, collector current will flow, this current will flow only for one half of the AC input cycle. Then it is called, if the collector current flow only for one half of the AC input cycle, then it is called class B operation. Or another way you can say, if your VB is kept 0 voltage, then your bias voltage is 0. If the bias is at cutoff, this is called transistor is bias at cutoff, then it is called class B operation. Here transistor is biased at the middle point of the load line. The transistor is biased at the middle point of the load line, then it is called class A. Here transistor is biased at the cutoff, class B. So I think you understand what is class B operation. Now one may have question, what is the class AB? So for class AB, remember, for class AB you can see collector current flow for more than one half of the AC input cycle and less than the full of AC input cycle. Means collector current flow for more than one half of the AC input cycle, but it is less than the full input AC cycle. It is called class AB. So for class AB, generally VB is kept, for class AB VB is kept slightly 0.2 volt or like so, or 0.15. So I think you understand what is class A and class B, class AB. So you know, in a voltage amplifier your transistor is operated in a class A mode. In a power amplifier, transistor is operated in a class B or class AB mode. First difference I am telling. Second difference. Here output power is of the output power is of the order of millivolt only, very less. Here output power is of the order of watt. Output power is of the order of watt, you can say. Third, here to analyze the circuit, small equivalent models are used. Here to analyze the circuit, graphical method is used. Graphical methods is used for power amplifier. So listen again. To analyze the voltage amplifier, the small equivalent circuit models are used. Small equivalent. To analyze the circuit, small equivalent circuit model or model circuit are used. Circuit models, equivalent circuits models are used. Here, to analyze, graphical method is used. Now you may have question. So what does analysis mean? Analysis means, for an amplifier, I want to know its voltage gain, I want to know its power gain, I want to know its input resistance, output resistance, bandwidth, noise, distortion. So whatever parameters the circuit has, that to be calculated with the help of small equivalent circuit models. So here you can use a graphical method to calculate current gain, voltage gain, power gain, input resistance, output resistance. All things will be used for this. This is used to calculate these things. Now, You may have guessed what kind of the small equivalent that you will study. Already I think you studied hybrid parameters, H parameter is used, Y parameters are used, Z parameter is used. So different kind of the parameter is used to analyze the voltage amplifier. Fourth, here harmonic distortion are very less. Here harmonic distortion is large compared to voltage amplifier, because this is here Q point is at the middle point of the load line. Here you can say here Q point is at middle point of load line Q point at the middle point. Here you can say Q point is at cutoff of load line, or you can say it is at cutoff point. What it is? Which point? Cutoff point. It is at cutoff point. Load line. So here you can say Q point is at the middle point of the load line. Here Q point is at the cutoff point. So here the harmonic distortion is large because the transistor operated between two extreme points of the load line. It is operated from saturation to cutoff point of the load line. So as a result, harmonic distortion is large. So this is your basic difference between voltage amplifier and power amplifier. So voltage amplifier is operated in a class A mode. This is class B and class AB mode. Class A, you know, VB is 0.7. Here VB is 0 for class B. Class AB is VB is between class A and class B, 0.2 volt, 0.15. Output is power is of the order of millivolt. Output power is of the order of watt. To analyze the circuit, small equivalent circuit models are used. To analyze the circuit, graphical method are used. Here harmonic distortion is very low. Harmonic distortion is large compared to this. Here Q point at the middle point of the load line. Q point is the operating point. You must be knowing that we specify how much value of the DC current passing through your transistor, how much value of DC collector emitter voltage is there when input signal is not applied. So here Q point is at the cutoff. Now we are interested to see how you can increase the efficiency of the amplifier. So we are discussing about efficiency. See here first again, this is your Q point at the cutoff. It is easily readable now. Fifth difference I have written here. Q point is at the cutoff of the load line. Q point at the middle point of the load line. Now let me discuss about efficiency of class A direct couple resistive load amplifier. We want to discuss efficiency of class A direct couple resistive load amplifier. Now, so what is efficiency? Already you have studied. Efficiency is nothing but the AC power delivered to the load RL upon DC power supply by battery. So I am writing this is your PL, so this is your PB, this is efficiency. If I want to measure in a percentage, then this should be written like this. So this is nothing but you can say the efficiency is given by AC power delivered to the load upon AC power delivered to the load upon DC power supplied by the battery. If you want to get some more detail, I'll tell you like this. Suppose my amplifier, this is my amplifier. Here I am supplying VCC. This is my input signal. Now I am getting my large output signal. So I am giving your 12 volt, but my DC battery, PDC, PB I am giving 100 milliwatt, and here I am measuring PAC, my output power, AC power. This is which power you are supplying? DC. Suppose I am getting 25 milliwatt. This means this circuit is capable to convert only 25% of the DC power into AC power. How much percent? 25% of this into the AC power. So efficiency of this circuit is 25%. Efficiency of this circuit is 25%. Suppose someone say, sir, I have given here 200 milliwatt. If my efficiency is 25%, then what will be my AC output power? 50 milliwatt. So efficiency say how much this circuit is efficient to convert DC into AC power. To convert DC power into AC power. So I think you must be knowing the efficiency, meaning of the efficiency. So how much circuit is capable to convert DC power into AC power. Now here I have written class A direct couple resistive load amplifier. All of you are knowing the efficiency of class A direct couple amplifier is how much? 25%. How much percent? Only 25%. Means it is very low. So whatever you are giving DC power, from that only 25% is converted. The remaining is wastage. It means remaining is wastage. Look here. How much you supply? 200 milliwatt. How much you are getting? 50. What about the remaining power? Remaining power is 150 milliwatt. So it is wastage in this circuit. 150 milliwatt is wastage in circuit. Because this circuit is how much efficiency? 25%. So this is a direct coupled resistive load amplifier. So its efficiency is 25%. So this convert only 25% of this is how much? 50. Now someone says, hey, sir, I want to increase the efficiency. From 25 I want to increase the 50%, 60%. What should I do? Then you have to see that where is your wastage. So from this, remember, wastage only you are getting how much? 50 milliwatt. So there is a wastage in a load RL and transistor itself. So if you want to increase the efficiency of the transistor amplifier, then you have to deal with wastage power, wastage DC power in a transistor itself and load RL. Already know that. Let me show you. Suppose this is your circuit, your circuit. I am operating in a class A mode. This I am operating in a class A mode. This is output VO. This is RL, RE, C, R1, R2. This is your input signal. Now suppose I am giving you 10 voltage and I am using here is what 200 milliwatt power. This is a PDC. So you may okay, so what is PB? PBDC is nothing but the VCC into current. This is a power. Which current? When this is AC input is not applied, then how much this DC current is passing multiplied by this voltage is called PB. Now you apply the input voltage. You are getting PAC in a power meter only 50 milliwatt. So you are interested where is the wastage now. You are interested to find where is the wastage. Look here. When this is not given, I have not given this. You have switch on this power supply. Then here 50% is dissipated here, 50% of this is dissipated here, and 50% is dissipated here. Power, DC power dissipated in a transistor is how much? 50% of the supply. Here how much? 50% of this supply. When you have not given AC input signal, you have not given, then this is the wastage, here is the wastage you can say, and here is the wastage. This DC power dissipated in a transistor is 50% of supply power, 50% of the supply power wasted in RL. So I have to deal with this power, remember. So if you can increase the AC power. Now as you give the input signal, as I have given, from this immediately 50% is converted into AC. This is DC power wasted here. From this how much is converted? 50% of this. And remaining 50 is dissipated as a wastage here. So when you give the AC input signal, from this wastage 50% converted into AC, remaining 50% is wastage. Still there is a wastage here. So if you want to increase the AC power, you have to deal with such kind of the wastage. I think you get the idea. So how to deal that we have to see in a subsequent topic. Look here. So I think you understand when input is not given, then from this 50-50 is wastage here. When input you are giving, from this it is converting to AC, how much? 50. Remaining still wastage in a DC forming here. This is already there. So we have to deal with this power and we will increase the efficiency. Now, let us see some important equation. When AC input signal is not given, AC input is not given, then maximum power dissipation in a transistor in a quiescent condition in a quiescent condition. PD max is nothing but the VCC into ICQ. Already I told you. When AC input is not given, then maximum DC power dissipated in a transistor. So in a quiescent condition, remember the word, in a quiescent condition, maximum power will be dissipated in a transistor. How much? This much. The relation between PD max and AC power delivered to the load is given by this equation. Relation between the PD max and AC power delivered to the load. PL is AC power delivered to the load. The relation between PD max and AC power delivered to the load is given by this. So remember, PD max is nothing but the maximum power dissipation in a quiescent condition in a transistor. Remember this. Now, for a given transistor, manufacturer gives this value of PT. PD is in your hand. PD you can change by changing this PD in your hand. PT is a maximum average power dissipation capability of a transistor. Let PT is a maximum average power dissipation capability of a transistor. This is given by the manufacturer. This is given by manufacturer. Remember. For a given transistor, if PT is nothing but the maximum average power dissipation capability of a given transistor, then at the most you can deliver only half of this power to the load. Then you can deliver only half of the power to the load, not more than that. See, PT and PD is both is different. PT is given by transistor manufacturer. PD max is in your hand. It means it is nothing but the VCC into ICQ when EC is not given. Okay. For your more clarity, suppose for a one transistor, PT they have given 155 milliwatt for a some transistor. Then how much power you can deliver to the load? Maximum this much power. Now so somebody is asking you, can I deliver the 100 milliwatt power? No. What is your PT? Your PT is how much? This much. So you cannot deliver to the load 100 milliwatt. At the most, how much you can deliver? Half of this. Remember. Now immediately you should get the idea. Suppose sir, I want a PL is 1 watt at the output. The transistor PT should be of the order of 2 watt. Minimum PT of the transistor should be of the order of 2 watt. I think you understand. So I want to get the PL 100 milliwatt. PL 100 milliwatt. What should be the PT minimum? More than 200 means 200. Minimum is 200 milliwatt. So can I keep 300 milliwatt? Yes, you can keep it. You can take the PT 300 milliwatt and you can deliver 100 milliwatt at the output. So remember, PL is nothing but the PT by 2. Suppose someone say I want to deliver PAC, PL is 300 milliwatt. What should be my minimum value of PT? The PT of a given transistor should be at least 600 milliwatt. Sir, can you keep the transistor more than 700 milliwatt? Yes, you can keep. It does not matter. But important is that at the most you can deliver how much? PT by 2. Now, second thing, sir, how much PB is required? Let us calculate the PB. You know efficiency is nothing but the PL by PB. So PB is nothing but the, you can say, PB is nothing but the PL upon eta. So PL is 75 milliwatt, 0.25%. So how much power is required? 300 milliwatt power is required. Means you use your supply voltage which can give minimum this much watt DC power. Okay. Now whatever I have discussed, let me summarize in some table. So I am writing like this: when input signal, when input is not applied to the amplifier, then what will happen? When input is applied, see what will happen. Suppose my PB is 300 milliwatt. I am writing PB is how much? 300 milliwatt. When input is not applied, then what will happen? Half power of PB is wasted, half power of PB is dissipated in a load RL, and remaining half half power of PB is dissipated in a transistor. This means here how much is wasted? 150 milliwatt. Here how much is wasted? 150 milliwatt. This is a wastage. This is your, I am showing you wasted like this. When AC input is not applied, then suppose you have given PB is 300 milliwatt, then half of the PB is dissipated in load RL and remaining half will be dissipated here. Now, sir, I have given input. If you have given the input, then half power, half of PB, half of power PB is dissipated in RL, means how much power is wasted here? 150 milliwatt, and from this half of power dissipated in transistor is wasted, and half of power dissipated in transistor is converted into PAC. See again, half of the power dissipated in transistor is wasted. from this half of the power is wasted. Half of the DC power, let me write the half of DC power, dissipated in transistor is wasted. Half of the DC power dissipated in transistor is converted into AC. Means I want to say like this. See here, this wasted, how much wasted you can say 75 milliwatt. How much is converted? 75 milliwatt AC power. Here you will get, look here, this half of the DC power means from this half of the DC power dissipated in transistor is a wasted. This is a wasted. This is a wasted. This is a wastage. And half of the DC power dissipated in transistor is converted into. So from this half is converted into AC power. Okay. Then so I should say like this. Half of DC dissipated power in transistor is wasted. Half of the DC dissipated power in transistor is converted into PAC. So look here, when AC is not in, given the how much wasted here RL, in RL how much wasted 150, how much wasted in transistor 150. When AC input is given, then still in RL how much wasted 150. From this half is wasted, and from this half of the DC dissipated transistor is wasted, but remaining half is converted into AC power. So we have to see how this can be converted into AC. Then we will see how this can be wasted will be removed. How this wasted is removed. So this discussion shows that transistor is cool. Transistor is cooler when input is given compared to quiescent condition. I think you understand this discussion. Then we'll start the another topic. First you go through this. Okay, thank you.